Welcome back, y'all. We got a special little review today, and I picked up this deck from the artesiantarot.com, and it's called the Tarot de Jacques or Jacques or whatever, Vieville. I cannot pronounce French, so I know I butchered that, and I apologize for all the French speakers out there. And inside the deck, you have these two cards. There's no guidebook. You have the thing saying that it's a first edition with 2,000 cards and a thank you right there. Now, one thing I'll say is be careful when you open the box and pull the cards out because I thought they're in a plastic wrap, but they're not. So in the tuck box, they're in it just like this. I went to pull it and I accidentally bent that card. I did not know they weren't in plastic. And the box does have a little bend that you usually should be able to grab it like that. And I did that because it wasn't plastic. It slipped through my fingers, right? Which was kind of a bummer, but I'm glad it wasn't one of the main cards. So we're going to walk through the minors first and then hit into the major. So I'm going to start with the tens. So this is how it actually came. It goes from 10 and then all the way down to the 1 and the court card. So you have 10 of pentacles, the 10 of wands, the 10 of cups, and the 10 of swords. And when you think about the tens too, right, especially with the swords, it's almost like the swords across your deadlocked and it's heavy. So it's a lot of heavy energy. The decision is really difficult to make and you're stuck. The 10 of wands, the same thing. You have the 2 on the back, you have the 8 on top, and lift it is just almost unbearable. You need help. It's not there. The 10 of cups is very balanced with the 1 cup on top starting over. And then the 10 of pentacles is around generational wealth, and it's also a very balanced card. Okay, so when you look at the Marseille, you also can look at the numbers too. So if you don't know what the cards mean, and ignore reversed right now, just look at the cards, okay? So you know, for example, the cups is what? Is emotions. 10 is what? Is something that's completed, going back to a new opportunity. So you're the end of something, and it's a good vibe. It's good energy, good emotions. You know that the mind is a little conflicting. What's a 10? You're at the end of something. End of what? Some type of struggle or chaos. And you're at your end. You got to start over. So you also can read like that, but use numerology. As long as you know what the suits mean, then you can still read without having to know the actual meaning of every single card. Now we're going to go to the 9. Okay. And you see how a sword on this card is pointed up. So it's 4 on each side and then the 1 up. Right. And when a sword's up, usually means it's ready to battle. Okay. Cup in the middle. So this is also balanced with 1 in the middle. So it's an option possibility. So what's the 9 of cups about? In the wider weight deck, it's around make a dream come true and so forth. Well, kind of got the same feeling because all around you have this new potential in the middle that can make you really happy, right? And you have the wands here. You have 1 locked down. So this is the 9 of wands. The 1 is locked down. It's kind of like being held back by the 9, by the 8. It's not given up, right? And then you have the 9 of pentacles. Again, is balanced. 4 and 4, stability. 8, keep moving forward, keep going with the flow, new possibilities, right? So you have enough, but you're always continue to make the engine turn. See how you can use numerology without having to actually know what the card means. As long as you know what the suit means, then you can read it yourself. You even could play in the color like blue, some emotion in there, red, some of desire, right? Yellow is vitality, for example. White is truth, and so forth. So we're making good decisions. You can then make sure that you stay okay. You're well taken care of. You have success, and so forth. Now we're going to go to the 8. Okay. And the 7. And this is a beautiful deck. It's so pretty. And then we're going to go to the 6, which is harmony. And you can see the balance there, right? What is going on here? I must have got these out of order. Sorry about that. I just caught it just now. So what are these the 6s? Yeah, 6. And then the 6. Now, why are my cups? So the cards, I guess, weren't in order when I pulled them out of the box. So I just kind of going through and just round these off. Let's look at the cups again. Let's get caught up on the cups just to look at it one more time. Not too sure where I got tripped up at. So as you can see, you have the 10 down here, right? Here's your 10. Then you have your 8. Then you have your 9, a little out of order, but that's okay. So again, I read it right. So I'm not too sure how the numbers got mixed up or where, but they did. Then you have your where's your 7? Here's your 7 here. Oh, I know what I did. Here's your 7. Okay. And now, right, 6, 7. I know exactly what I did. And this one here is your 6. So we're back on the 6. I think what happened was I misread. I thought there was an extra one here. I thought there was the 8. So I got kind of confused. So anyway, this is your 6s, right? And you can see it's very balanced, very harmonious. Even for the wands and swords, you don't have that heavy energy going on. And then you go to the 5. Yeah. What it is that when you look at this, I'm not used to this deck, right? Because I just opened it up. But it's deceiving because I'm seeing, oh, it's a cup, but it wasn't a cup, right? It's just so slow down when you look at these and count the number of objects so you know you got it right. Here it's pretty easy because you see everything's paired up with one in the middle, pair it up, one in the middle, pair it up, one in the middle, right? So just kind of get used to that vibe reading through this deck here. Here are the 4s, got the sword, the shield there. This is your stability. And you can feel the harmony too in this, right? It doesn't feel heavy. This feels kind of restful. This feels like you're stable. It feels like something's materialized. It feels pretty good. This feels you're at peace, right? Even though it's a pity party card, I don't get that with this card at all. And this is your pentacles, and so you're just around stability as well. The 3s, that feels a little bit like you're working at something. 3s. Okay. 3s. Again, you have to slow down because look at that. It's hard to see the 3, but that is a 3 of wands, and this is a 3 of swords. 1 sword up, 2 around it. You also can notice at the ends, right? These are always usually straight, and these are kind of curved a little bit. That's how you'll differentiate it. Then we go to the 2. Okay. And then the aces. Wands, cups, swords, pentacles. I love that sword card. I'm kind of torn. I mean, the quality. This is a great for collector, so I'm glad I bought it as a collector deck. But I don't know if I'd use it because it's a little bit confusing if you're not used to it with the way the cards are laid out. But again, this is how it originally was, and they did reproductions, and they're brilliant reproductions. And the card quality is amazing. Then we're gonna go to the page, and they're holding their element. Now, what's funny with this pages is that notice how both hands for the wands is on the wand. Both hands for the swords on the sheath and the sword itself. Cup and the top of the cup. But here, only the pentacle. The other pentacle is on the ground. That's interesting, I thought. Also the feet, right? It's like I see the same feet here and here, but what's weird is that fire is active, earth is passive. Swords is active, cups is passive. But I'll have to look at the terrain on the ground, you know? Do they connect? They might. Then you have the knights. Again, pentacle. He's not holding the pentacle. He's holding the wand or a staff or something. Cup. Sword. See, I got mixed up, didn't I? Yeah, not a sword. Wand. And then you have the sword here. If you look too, is that these horses are more in an active mode up on the hind legs, front feet up. But here too, the horse is active but not as active, which is weird. And this horse is just really standing. It's definitely an interesting deck, that's for sure. Then you have the queens. Right? So the cup, just holding like, I think it's a staff. What is that, a staff or something? Again, here, the pentacle. The wand, other hand is empty. And the sword, other right hand is empty. And then we'll end up with the king. Okay. And that's the kings. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to jump into the majors. What are your thoughts so far on this deck? Are you enjoying it? Also, if you want a more navigational way of looking at these deck reviews I've done, head over to wordofthetwist.com and click on deck reviews, and I have every review I did categorized. So it's very easy to follow along, see what you're looking for, and watch the videos. And also, I'd recommend sign up for my newsletter, because if you do that, you'll keep up to date with me, and you'll get, if you become a member, free or paid, you will get content that you do not get, that's not available to the public. All right, so here is the majors. We start with the Fool, the Magician, the High Priestess, Lady Pope, the Empress, which is interesting, and the Shield, which will have the Shield of the Emperor as well, right there, Emperor. Also notice how the numbers are additive, they're not subtractive. So the 4 is +1, 3 + 1 is 4. That's important. If you want to learn about that, let me know. Maybe I'll do a video on that. I can't remember the name of the deck right now, but I, a long time ago, bought a book because I was wondering about that. Gosh, I wish I remember the deck. It's a style of Marseille, but it's a certain tradition of it, and the book goes through and talks about this, and it is kind of important. Next is the Hierophant. Then you have the Lover's card, Justice, Lady Justice, the Chariot, Strength or Fortitude, Wheel of Fortune, the Hermit, notice no lantern, the Hangman, he's upright and upside down, which I think is actually kind of wild. Look at this real quick. His hands behind his back, are they tied? Huh. Death, Temperance, the Devil. I believe this is the Tower because it's card number 16. I'm not 100% certain, but 16 is the Tower. So I'm assuming that stays the same. This is 17, so this has to be the Star. It looks like the Star, right? But it's a guy, so it's different than what we're used to seeing in the Rider-Waite decks, also in other Marseille decks, so this is a little different. And this is the Moon, La Luna. You notice there's no dog and wolf here, so no domesticated man versus wild man energy. Is totally different. It has a lady here. I don't know if she's a witch or what, but I'm not sure what she's doing. Then you have the Sun, and after the Sun you have what? This, look, he looks angry, doesn't he? The Sun, he don't look very happy. That's interesting. Then you have Judgment. At the Judgment you have the World, and that is the deck from, when was this actually created? This deck was created in 1650. And I'm not too sure if there's even any kind of guidebook out there, or just to understand what the things mean. But the deck was, they always try to create the deck close to the original, but I'm telling you, the quality of these cards is phenomenal. I mean, you won't go wrong with them. So if you want to buy it, I would definitely recommend it. Now, as far as shuffling the cards are concerned, let's see how they do. All right. Right. I don't think I'm going to do reading with this. Yeah, they actually shuffle really nice. Bridge shuffled really easily. Even sideways, they just fall in together. So, yeah, I would definitely recommend this deck. But again, if you're not used to it, it may be kind of hard to, read with it, because the images are just so different, right, on some of these major cards. Okay, there you go. Let's see. I see they kind of like they're slippery, so I pop up. I'm afraid to bend them because I already kind of bent this card when I was pulling out of the box. So just be careful of that. They are slippery. They really are. Whoops. See that? Just even trying to hold them up. And you got here, the message for today would be abundance. But I'm going to read it a little differently. So when you look at the Nine of Pentacles, that in the Rider-Waite deck is the lady. So it's like everything is good. She built, she's successful, she wants for nothing. But here, let's look at it a little differently. We have a little bit of emotions tied in here because of the blue. And then the red is our desire to help us build to move forward. Okay. The gold is our vitality, but then you have two sets of force. And so when you look at that, you have double stability. And because you were so stable in your decision makings and the new opportunities that arose, you have the 9, which you attained what you wanted to, because you didn't rush it. You didn't treat it like a race. You treat it like a marathon with respect, with love and compassion. And therefore, you're able to build your wealth in a very positive way. And so that's what I would say with this card here is that as you look to build your career or build your environment around you, do it with a heart of compassion and love and kindness, and always do it for the right thing. Because if you don't, it'll come back and bite you in the ass, right? And then this 9 becomes flipped and you end up having nothing, right? You're bankrupt. So that's the message. That's what I'm seeing. That's what I got for you. And if you did enjoy this, please let me know. Head over to my website, wordwithatwist.com. And again, sign up for that newsletter because I think you're really going to enjoy it. And until next time, I want to see you in my next video. All right. Bye, everyone.